All right, we are here with the author of the board game, How Smart Women Become Corporate Directors. Thank you so much for coming.
Delighted to be here, Malika. Thank you. And yes, there are many women who want to serve on corporate boards and many who are prepared and ready. The difficulty is that there are not a lot of board seats waiting for us women to walk in.
So is that what made you write this book?
Indeed. And then this is a book to help women understand how to get on their first corporate board.
How do we get on our first corporate board? This is what
steps.
I'm very curious about myself too.
Well, being a board member is important. So you could be a board member on nonprofit boards in order to meet contacts who would then consider you for their corporate boards, or to be involved in an appointed position at a city or county or state government, so that you have a lot of board experience even if you might not be on a corporate board. And of course, corporations are looking for women who have served and worked at a publicly held company. I'm an entrepreneur. They're not necessarily looking for entrepreneurs, but still, if you're a woman who owns a large company and has built that company, then certainly corporations would be interested in you.
Do we need to start with a nonprofit? Does it have to be a nonprofit, or is it easier to start with a nonprofit?
Well, the beauty of nonprofits is you get the board experience, of course, but you also meet other men primarily, and women, but men who serve on corporate boards. And they don't know who else to recommend but other women on their nonprofit boards who have board experience. That's why it's such a critical step. And but it's not the only way. You can also buy into private companies or put equity into pre-IPO companies, and then when the company goes public, then you can often stay on that board. So
I'm very intrigued by this book. I'll definitely read it. And the launching is today, am I right?
Right. It launches today or this month, and it will be available on Amazon in May.
Okay.
But it's called The Board Game, How Smart Women Become Corporate Directors, and there are stories of 58 women in this book who...
Can you name some of them?
Yes, Maggie Wilderotter from Frontier Communications, Denise Morrison, who's the CEO of Campbell Soup, and Debbie Reed from California. I'm from California. I'm from Los Angeles.
And thank you so much for coming from the West Coast to East Coast.
Oh, absolutely.
Both for women corporate directors. The forum is going on, the whole schedule, and this wonderful book. So did you have to interview all these smart women about?
Yes, about how they got on their first board. Now, I mentioned women who are CEOs, but there are also women who are working women who have experience that corporate boards need. For example, Coca-Cola just brought on a woman, Dr. Helene Gale, who is the CEO and president of CARE International, and they brought her on board because of her international experience. So women who have international experience, finance experience, presidents of colleges, or even women who run large divisions of companies. There are
I hope to put in it in your next issue, maybe. And lastly, but not least, what is the thesis? What is the message that you want to give to the women who are on the doorsteps and trying really hard? And also, you know, this is a world that is primarily dominated by male directors still.
It is.
In terms of the percentages, I'm sure you know them better than me.
Well, Catalyst, of course, says that the percentage is still 16.6% of the Fortune 500, and that tends to be even less in other companies. But there are 15,000 public companies. Bloomberg says 15,000 public companies in the U.S., so that means if that's about 10 board members per company, and if, say, 1/3 of those board members were women, that would be 50,000. So there are quite a few opportunities if the women are known to the CEOs and to other board members. And now the global marketplace is looking for global experience, and that's why so many women are interested in being on boards now more than ever before.
Thank you so much for coming and giving all these lovely messages. We have to cut it short here, but we want you to be over at our offices again.
Thank you, Malika.
Thank you.
And I hope you are definitely on a corporate board very soon.
I would love to.
Bye-bye.